How much horsepower difference between stock and 034 intake on a B9 RS5? All right, let's talk about this really quick. Intakes don't make power. Intakes support power. So if you put our intake on a stock vehicle, our intake flows substantially more than the stock intake, but the factory ECU is just going to it's targeting a certain amount of power, and so it's probably not going to make more than a few horsepower difference because the factory ECU tuning is going to ensure that the power is what the torque request from the factory. So, but once you tune it and you flash it, then our intake will make more power. And our intake will support substantially more power. I think on the B9 RS5, it's going to be at least 30-40% more power.
So yeah,
But intakes are support tuning support. They're not power adders. So a power adder is like a supercharger, a turbocharger.
right.
That's what makes the power. And then you need supporting components that can flow enough for that power adder's level of performance. And that's where our intakes shine.
Yeah, and I'll go a little bit longer here, but it's one of those things on these modern engine or management systems too, where the ECU, you may not see a difference on the dyno rollers because the ECU is making up for it with a little more boost or a little different, generally it's still going to be a little more boost. But what you're not seeing is maybe repeated effect where it's doing that, it's making that more boost, more pressure less efficiently. So all your thermals are going to be a little higher, and you're back to back to back, maybe track day or heavy driving is going to be impacted, but it's not going to show up on the dyno necessarily. So it's a really tricky metric to measure.